How can you use rules to give you more creativity and more fun? I'm Colleen Pilar of Unleashed at Work and Home. So let's start back a little bit. What makes games fun? There are three elements of games that really make a difference between whether or not a game is fun. So first and foremost, you can win, which is fun. You like that. Second, and this one's vital, is that you choose to participate. If your participation is not optional, it's not a game. It's a job. Games are voluntary. And the third element is that there are rules. There are rules that provide a framework that structure the game that tell you whether you're winning or you're not winning. You can get better at games. You can use strategy. You can develop mastery. So the rules are what makes a game an actual game as opposed to just play. So what's the point of this? Last week on the podcast, I talked with Sheila Newenham, a veterinarian and a nature photographer. And we were talking about exploration and thinking about why exploration is such a good thing for us and why so few of us do it. The research on human behavior says that at least 40% of our behavior is just on autopilot. It's just habits. It's things we're not thinking about it. We just do what we do. Have you ever thought about when people say, "Hi, how you doing?" and you say, "Fine"? You're not actually telling them how you're doing. You're just responding. It falls into that category. Some estimates say the number is much higher than 40%, which is terrifying, but true. It's actually a good thing because it allows our brain to focus on what's really important. But because our brain is always worrying about stuff, sometimes we're really focusing more on what are urgent and potential threats rather than the things that really matter to us and make us happy. So this autopilot piece keeps things humming along at the same level, but it doesn't necessarily, to borrow Marie Kondo's word, spark joy. It doesn't necessarily enrich your life. So that's where rules can come in. So if you think of rules, you can use them as the framework, the same way we were talking about with games, where they can be the piece that allows you to develop some mastery, to have some curiosity, to learn something new, and to give yourself a chance to think differently, sort of force you to think differently, honestly. So one game I like to play is to pick a random letter and then answer some questions about it. So for the purposes of this, I'll pick the letter P. So, okay, with the letter P, where is someplace I could go that begins with P? Well, Panama comes to mind. That sounds interesting. It's not somewhere I could go in the near term, but it's definitely an idea to explore. It's something I could think about. Something that would be a little closer to home might be Pittsburgh. We have relatives in Pittsburgh, and maybe we could plan a trip there. So that would give me an opportunity to do something. Just thinking about it. Now, as I say that Pittsburgh piece, it's not really broad exploration, is it? I'm picking something because it's a little bit familiar. And that's a piece that's fine as long as you recognize it, know it in yourself, and are comfortable with it. But if you're trying to break out of your shell, then you can rule out Pittsburgh. I have relatives there, can't go there. It has to be somewhere different. Or you could do a different question, like, what's something I could eat with that letter? Pierogi. I haven't had a pierogi in forever. I know they have them in the freezer section at the grocery store, so I could do that, or I could go to a restaurant that has them. Or what's something I could do that begins with that letter? Something I could do that begins with P is paint. I could go to a craft store and get a little kit of something I could paint that would be just a short, time-limited activity. 2 hours I could spend painting whatever it is, and I could enjoy that. Or if I wanted to get deeper into it, I could perhaps sign up for a class. Take, a 10-week class in painting and enjoy that. Who is someone I could contact whose name begins with that letter? Well, my friend Pam. I always love to talk to Pam. So I could reach out to Pam. So do you see how this works? So you can pick anything and ask a variety of questions and just sort of spark your thoughts. The idea is that you're trying to shift your thinking a little bit. Well, you're actually trying to think deliberately, which is the magic. So you can create any rules you want. You can decide anything. You're in charge. But by having some rules, you know whether you're winning or not winning. So perhaps you say, every Tuesday you're going to drive home from work in a different pattern. So that's the rule. Every Tuesday it has to be different than your usual route. And you may even decide every Tuesday it has to be different than every other Tuesday. Like it's just going to be truly random on Tuesdays. And maybe you could decide on Tuesdays you eat dinner out. But you don't know. All day long on Tuesday, you don't know where you're going to eat dinner because you don't know what you're going to see on your drive home. And it will be some place that you pass on your drive home that you're going to have dinner on Tuesday. Do you see how this could give you a different shift in your thinking and your behavior patterns, and it might introduce you to something new that you might like doing? The idea is that we're just trying to create a sense of fun and silliness, but also intentionality and presence, being aware and being conscious of what you're doing and what you're choosing. Because so much of life feels like we're doing what we're being told to do or have to do or should do. You want to set up a situation where you are choosing the results. And as counterintuitive as it seems, setting up some rules for you can actually make it easier for you to make these kinds of choices. It gives your brain that framework in which to play. It gives you the opportunity to weigh different options and to think things through. So again, who makes the rules? You make the rules. You can decide whatever you want, but you're giving yourself a chance, the gift of play and a chance to have fun. It'll boost your creativity and provide a lot more exploration in your life. So give it a try and let us know how it goes. I'm really eager to hear what rules you like to live and play by.
Before you go, did you know that I offer free coaching? Yep, you can get a coaching session absolutely free. Coaching is a great way to help you meet your personal goals. But the only way to know if you'll like it is to give it a try. So head on over to colleenpelar.com to sign up for your free session. I'm really looking forward to talking to you.